Why do some people reject compliments like they're the fucking plague, bro? It's insane. It's not insane. I'm about to explain why. But compliments, right? We all know people, or maybe you're also like this, where if you receive a compliment, your first instinct is to turn it down. Oh, I love your shirt today. Oh yeah, I just got it from the op shop. Wow, you're so outgoing, you're so well spoken. Oh, well, if you really knew me, you wouldn't like it. Like this kind of stuff, man. Why? Well, here we go. It's because the compliment you're giving them, they find to be extremely fucking disrespectful. You're being very rude to them. Why? Because you're not aligning with their identity. You're telling them that they're not who the fuck they think they are. And this gets deep. So, for me personally, I always got to tie in a story about myself. I used to be real bad at this. I can't remember why or how, but now I'm quite good. I'm very good at taking a compliment. I can just receive it and just let it be received. However, there's one thing that I still cannot accept, and that is any comments about me losing weight or me not being a fat fuck. Now, I know I'm not a fat fuck. Well, depending on, different people have different definitions, but I don't believe myself to be a fat fuck, However, if someone else were to tell me this, if someone else were to tell me I am not fat, I can't hack it, Now, by all means, I'm not ripped, I'm not shredded, but I'm definitely not obese anymore. And it's taken a while. And it's one of those things where I think I'm still tied into that old identity of being a fat guy, because I had all of these different mental mechanisms to kind of make it through life with not just being not just with being fat, but like being ashamed of being fat. That's what these mental models were good for. When I say mental models, like different ways of like speaking and deflecting, and just kind of, I made myself into the fat guy stereotype to kind of deal with the shame of it. Where if I'm out on a walk with mates, so we're doing a hike or something, and I'm huffing and I'm puffing, I would make such just demoralizing statements to myself. Like, yeah, of course I'd be lost, I'm huffing and puffing. Fuck, man, I can barely breathe. My heart's about to explode. Man, I can't wait to get home and eat. Fuck! I hate that I was so mean to myself. And I hate that I was so fake, and I hate that I wasn't authentic. But we're good now. As much as we can be. We're getting there. It's always a battle. But with this, so to this day, even with my partner, where I'm losing weight, and that's just kind of a health goal I have, and I also just always want to have a six-pack, and one day we'll get there, we'll see. But even when she's telling me like, oh, you look good, every time I make a self-deprecating joke once in a while where I say I'm fat, she's like, you're not fat, like, chill. And it's not like there's this obvious thing where she's trying to help me feel better. I feel like it sounds like she's speaking matter of fact, but I can't let it land. I can't even let her say it sometimes, where I'm just like, no, I'm fat, but it's all good. That's the thing. That's the real mental model, where it's like, I'm okay with it. That's the way I've dealt with it. Where it's like, yeah, I'm fat, but it's like all good. I'm like sick as fuck. I'm cool. Who cares, bro? And that's kind of how I've been dealing with it. But I'm still keeping that identity that I am fat. That's the common denominator amongst all of these viewpoints. Now this ties in a lot with weight loss for me as well, because I've been trying to lose weight for like a decade, and I've had great wins and ended up right back to where I was. I've lost 20 kgs in 4 months? Fuck, that might be a bit crazy, but half a year, that kind of thing, and then gained it all back the next year. I've had fluctuations where I've been very skinny, not very skinny, but very skinny for me, and quite overweight. And I've just been fluctuating back and forth, and I could never seem to hit a consistent pattern in terms of my weight loss. Well, even recently now, as I've been losing weight, and I feel like I finally cracked the code in terms of getting my identity and my self-esteem right to stay on point. It's a mental game with a lot of this shit, where for me, I just wanted to get below 100 kgs earlier this year. And I was like, fuck me, man. Like, that would be nice. And anytime I would get close, I remember I'd get to 101, 100, 99.5. And I would just find myself the next week binging and just doing all the self-sabotaging dumb shit and end up right back to 105. It was like this mental model was affecting me. And I think this ties in really greatly with my inability to take compliments regarding this one specific thing. I could shift my identity and the behaviors relating to that identity, leading me to a healthier outlook, where now I'm at what, 93, 94, around there. I span between 93 and 95 these days. And it's just the lowest weight I've been in 2 years, because I was 80 a few years ago and then gained it all back. So we'll see how it goes. I'm talking a big game, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm rambling on about this. Back to compliments. Back to fucking compliments. So with compliments itself, it's a great first step to understanding where identity's at. If someone compliments you, if you're assuming they're trying to make fun of you, first of all, that's really bad, where you feel like you don't trust other people or your friends or your family. That's something to work on in itself, and that's something to understand what that means about your self-esteem. On another level though, if you can't let them land and you can't say thank you and you deny them, this is a level where you have not broken out of the identity that is limiting you. And I'm saying it's limiting you because you're not able to accept another person's viewpoint. Now, with this, I say accept, I don't mean celebrate. I think it's very damaging to celebrate compliments. I think it's very damaging to celebrate any viewpoint from external factors, from other people, because then you're letting other people's opinions dictate your life. And that in itself is really not good, because you're not living life on your terms, and you're living life on a perspective that you don't even fully understand, that is not going to serve what you want out of life. So a great first step is just to simply accept. Whenever you receive a compliment, really just sit down for a second, and even though it might feel weird, wrong, cringy, like a lie, just simply say thank you. Just thank you. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it and be like, oh, thank you, really? Like, do you think this is good? Don't seek validation ever. Fight that shit like it's the plague, because it's the worst disease for your brain compared to anything else socially, when it comes to social interaction and social dynamics anyway. But really fight hard for this. Accept the compliment. Just say thanks. It should be similar where if someone's being rude to you, calling you a dumb cunt, you would just be like, okay. You should anyway. You shouldn't take anything to heart like that. You should just be like, oh, okay. And in the similar tone and the similar energy, if you receive a compliment, you should be saying thank you. Now, initially it might feel a bit cringe, a bit off and inaccurate to how you would act, but this is where the real work is done. Over time, that feeling of like not being able to accept these compliments slowly depreciates, slowly fucks off. And that's you slowly working into this new identity. Now, just accepting compliments isn't going to shift your identity in any meaningful way. It takes infinitely more amounts of work. It's simple, but it is hard, and you need to really dedicate yourself to this with either a coach or by yourself through hard, dedicated effort, where if you work towards this, that you understand there's levels that you need to unpack. But as a start, to just become aware of it and start breaking the pattern, if you're one of those people that's really unable to accept compliments, just start simply saying thank you. Do the action of saying thank you, and the mentality will follow. And then you'll shift into your new identity, and you can start acting in accordance with what you actually fucking want from life. Thank you so much for watching. Return to being.